Hi, and welcome to Life Upgrade with AI. If you're looking for easy, real-life ways to use AI to plan, create, and stay on top of things, you're in the right place. I'll be using ChatGPT on my laptop today, but you can follow along with any AI assistant, even the app on your phone. Let's jump in. Today we're talking about how to learn faster. Not in a rushed or stressful way, but in a clearer, more effective way. A lot of people think learning feels slow because they're not smart enough, not disciplined enough, or not trying hard enough. But very often, the real problem is structure. When you don't understand how a topic is organized, everything feels confusing and heavy. AI is incredibly helpful here. It doesn't replace real learning, reading, or practice, but it can help you organize information, see what matters most, and approach learning in a much calmer way. This method works for studying, professional skills, personal interests, or anything you want to understand better. Let's start at the beginning. Many people approach learning by jumping straight into information. They open a book, watch a video, or scroll through articles, hoping that understanding will eventually appear. But without structure, your brain doesn't know where to place new information. Everything feels disconnected. You might read something 3 times and still feel like it doesn't stick. Learning faster is not about speed, it's about clarity. When you know what you're learning, why it matters, and how ideas connect, learning becomes much more efficient. This is where AI becomes useful, not as a shortcut, but as a guide. The first step is to break the topic into manageable parts. Here's the prompt. I want to learn a new topic faster. The topic is World War I. Break it down into clear categories and major concepts, starting from the basics. AI will usually return a structured overview. Instead of one big overwhelming subject, you now have categories and subtopics. Of course, I'm sure I don't need to say it, but you can replace the topic with whatever it is you're learning about. This alone can dramatically reduce stress. You no longer feel like you're facing an endless wall of information. You're looking at a map. At this stage, it's important to make sure the structure matches your goal. If you're learning for a class, compare it with the syllabus. If you're learning for personal interest, check whether the categories make sense to you. You can always refine the prompt if needed. Once the topic is broken down, the next step is prioritization. Here's the next prompt. From these categories, which concepts are the most important to understand well? Highlight the core ideas I should focus on first. Not all information carries the same weight. Some ideas are foundational, others only make sense once the basics are clear. AI is very good at identifying these core ideas. This helps you avoid spending hours on details before you understand the main concepts. Learning faster often means learning less, but learning the right things first. Now that you know what matters most, the next step is understanding. Here's the new prompt. Explain each of these core concepts in simple, plain language, as if you're teaching someone new to the topic. This step is incredibly helpful. AI can rephrase complex ideas into everyday language, making them much easier to grasp. When something is explained simply, you can tell whether you truly understand it. If you can follow the explanation without getting lost, you're on the right track. This does not replace textbooks, lectures, or expert material. Instead, it helps you approach them with more confidence. Understanding deepens when you can see examples and connections. Here's the next prompt for you. Give simple examples or analogies for each concept, and explain how the ideas connect to each other. Examples help anchor ideas in your mind. They give abstract concepts something concrete to attach to. Connections are just as important. When you understand how ideas relate to each other, learning stops feeling like memorization and starts feeling like understanding. This is often the moment when learning suddenly feels easier. Once you understand the structure and core ideas, it's time to create a plan. Here's the next prompt. Create a simple learning plan to help me learn this topic efficiently over time, without cramming or burnout. AI will usually suggest a gentle, realistic approach. This might include focusing on one concept at a time, spacing learning over days or weeks, and revisiting key ideas regularly. This is important because learning faster does not mean learning all at once. It means learning in a way your brain can actually absorb. A plan removes decision fatigue. You no longer have to ask yourself what to study next. The plan tells you. Passive reading only goes so far. To really learn faster, you need active engagement. Here's the next prompt. Based on this topic, create practice questions, review prompts, or exercises I can use to actively test my understanding. AI might create questions that test comprehension, prompts that ask you to explain ideas in your own words, or small exercises that apply the concepts. Active learning helps you notice gaps early. It shows you what you truly understand and what needs more attention. This is one of the most effective ways to make learning stick. Finally, we'll bring everything together. Here's the final prompt. Combine the explanations, examples, learning plan, and practice tools into one simple learning guide I can copy and use. This gives you a single document you can return to. You can update it, expand it, or use it as a reference whenever you need a refresh. Learning faster is not about rushing. It's about clarity, structure, and intention. AI helps you create that structure, but you're still doing the learning. If learning has ever felt slow, frustrating, or overwhelming, I hope this method helps you approach it in a calmer way. AI is an incredibly useful tool for organizing information and guiding your focus, as long as you use it thoughtfully and respectfully. If you found this helpful, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I share simple, everyday ways to use AI to make life easier, from learning and planning to creativity and long-term projects. Thank you for watching and happy learning!